Yeah, I just want to add a little bit more on that, the importance of knowing the catalyst. So like, as Meek mentioned, like, the news that are taking place, and you might get information about a company. So if you're starting to follow the market and they start to say that they're releasing, like, let's say a new product or new service that's coming out, or you see things just happening or changing, that right there is key, because like, I'm not only learning about like that market intelligence, but then you can use that to create your position, right? So if you're positioning yourself as like, hey, this is going to move up or this is going to move down, it's really going to be based off of the information that you're following on the news. So it's always good to just like start tracking like with one stock, because like things always, get released, right? So they have press releases or something you may find out about like what's happening and the change in that management or the change in that company. It could be or a upgrade that's happening. And if you think it's going to be positive, then like, that right there is that catalyst, right? So you want to just be able to track that. And then once you start to notice on like, what's really causing these changes in that industry. So like, if you even want to like start basing off a particular sector or an industry, you start to notice how to read these industries as well once you start working with one stock. And then you then have more subject matter expertise, or you start to be more of a person that has accumulated a lot of information on that particular industry and knowing what potentially can change that value for a company after realizing how these catalysts work. So that was a great question there. All right, anyone else? Oh, so Richard, you have your hand raised. You can unmute and ask your question.
You go ahead and unmute yourself, Richard.
Thank you, Coach Q. Good evening, everybody. Nice to meet you, Mick, and everybody else. I think you answered one of my questions when it came down earlier to the timing that you monitor these stock options. There's a window open, which is between 8 and 3 o'clock, where you can monitor this live.
Yeah, 8:30 a.m. To 3 p.m. Central Time.
Right. And you answered that question earlier. But when it comes down to other timing, like throughout after that time, is there like any specific that you have to look out for or things like that? That's one of the questions. And then the other question is, when you're following these companies, is it better to follow it through like the news websites, things like that, or more like their own websites or, things like that?
We have websites in which, like I said, we'll go over. There's a lot of different apps that we look into as well for information. Like I said, Yahoo, NASDAQ, earning whispers, which is on Twitter. We're going to go over all the different links that you all can take note of, and we're actually going to go on those sites so that you actually can see what you're looking for.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I do want to say for everybody, when you all sign up for TD Ameritrade, make sure that you sign up for a cash account. Make sure that you sign up for a cash account and not a margin account. Even if you do have the money, 25 or K or higher, don't do that right now. Learn first. Remember, I said starting small, and learn first. So get a cash account. You do, at minimum, need to invest $500 into the account in order to have the data real time, so it's not delayed. So at minimum, deposit $500 into your cash account, so that you can have it's not delayed. Okay, no margin accounts right now, guys. No margin accounts. I do not want to see anybody lose any type of big money.
All right, thank you, Mick.
You're welcome.
Did you want to continue on with questions, or you want to continue on with the slides?
Oh, we can start taking questions right now. Yeah, this is good times. We're going to pause right here with like covering the topics. We're going to jump in some other stuff next class. So we can take more questions right now.
Okay. Frank, you could go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
All right. So my question is, are we learning long-term plays or just day trading?
Oh, good question. So stock options, it depends on the individual. I mean, The strategies are roughly the same. It's just about different timelines, time frames, shall I say, that you're looking at, depending on what type of trader you're looking at. Depending on what type of trader you are. So you have scalping, which is more so people that kind of like to get in and out really fast in the market. You have day traders, people that don't mind sitting there for a couple hours, as well as you have swingers, which, they may swing. It could be for a day, a week, a month. So it just kind of really depends on your personality. It's not a right or wrong way, so never let someone tell you, oh, this is better, that is better. No, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. The strategies basically is the same. Like I said, it's just more so about the time frames in which you're going to be looking at. Also, if you know that your nerves is bad, you may not want to be a scalper because you're looking at time frames that's moving like this by the minute or 2 minutes and things of that nature, where that's a scalper, where your play may not even last for a minute, depending on what type of trade you're in, sometimes it might be a couple minutes, but usually as a scalper, you're looking at a very small time frame, like a 1 minute or a 2 minute chart. As well, like a day trader, they may look at something in between, maybe like a 30 and an hour. And when people are swinging, you're looking at your higher time frames than that. You're looking at maybe your 2 hour, your 4 hour, your day, maybe your week or month, depending on how far out you're trying to hold it. So, good question.
Okay. And like, which approach are we going to be learning?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Which approach are we going to be learning?
What approach are you going to be learning? You're going
Yeah,
to learn
in
the
this class.
strategies to be able to do any one of those.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have Brittany up next. You can go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
Hey everyone, I just have a quick question about the old Discord. I joined the WGO and RPX like last year. Do y'all still do the calls on there daily, or where would we seeing them in the app now?
No, it's inside of the community, inside of the WGO community. Are you inside of the WGO community?
I might be. I'm not a fan of the app yet, so I don't know if I'm in there or not. But I just know I looked on my Discord from something else I'm in, and I see a zillion threads on there. So I was just wondering if y'all are still in there or not.
Okay, there goes my IG. You can shoot me a message and just shoot me a message about how to get into the Discord and let you know.
Okay.